They mentioned a long time ago in a dev stream they are going to look at the mastery ranking system of weapons and increase a lot of them. That's exactly what they've done. But they've done it in a much better way. It does say that beam weapons are being worked on, but they're not done yet, so they haven't added it. All of this is subject to change. And starting off with the primaries, damage increase for the Bratton's always good. Latron, most of these are increases to status and crit for pretty much all the early weapons in the game. There is a few changes to damage, damage increases for the Dera, and it's basically a lot of mastery ranking kind of increasing. There is a few that have been decreased by 1 or 2. Sadly, it's the same with the damage. Now, the damage increase on the Soma is huge. The Soma is a really good weapon. This didn't fall onto the Soma Prime, though, which is really kind of a shame for the Soma Prime. This, really, unless it's going to return, does not need to be on this list. Definitely doesn't need to be given a Mastery Rank 4 ranking, because you haven't been able to get it for 4 years and about 50, maybe 51 weeks. So almost 5 whole years since you were able to get that weapon. So go figure. Mastery ranks have been increased for a lot of weapons. It is insane how many weapons on here. Attica's going from 0 to 7. Karak Wraith is the same thing, 0 to 7. Bratton Prime, no real changes to damage, whereas you can see going from 0 to 7 for the Karak Wraith. It does have a damage increase, even if it's only 1 total damage. Nothing for the Bratton, and it's going up 8 mastery levels. Damage increase for the Dera Vandal. The Harpak, well, that just sounds like it's going to be a way better weapon. Grinlock's going from a 5 to a 7. Gorgon Wraith is obviously going from a 3 to a 7. The Latron Wraith is going from a 0 to a 7, but is getting a damage increase from 50 to 72. Kind of wish they'd done something like that to the Bratton Prime. Favoritism. And there's the Soma Prime. It's going up 1 mastery level from a 6 to a 7 and getting 0 damage. They have said that the dexes are included in this. These are the anniversary-based weapons because of the damage they do. They should be returning in about a month and a half. From a 0 to a 7, that is actually kind of huge for no changes whatsoever. And then you get into the fun side of things. The Burston Prime is going from a 0 to a 12 with a decrease in its damage. That, yes, okay, they're adding a lot more crit to it. They are adding a lot more status to it. Really was no reason to decrease the damage on that, though. Not many people use it anymore. The Supra Vandal is also getting a damage reduction of 9 total points, but from the looks of it, the mastery increase from 10 to 14 is not going to matter that much because it should work a little bit better, so that's going to be interesting. The shotguns, to be fair, the only big notes are the Tigress is still going to have the same damage, but more mastery. Some of the other ones, a bit of increase to damage on most of them. There's no real decreases, just increases in mastery. The Sancti Tigress is in here. It's having its status increase. The Boar Prime is going from a mastery rank 2 to a 12. I don't know where I got 10 from, actually. And the damage is going from 23 to 40. Boar should be more usable. No Tigress Prime. Launchers, similar kind of thing. The mastery's being changed on a couple of them, and increased fire rate's going to be useful on the Ogress, including the increased charge time. No real damage things. Do wish the turret had an increase in its radius, but the Scourge having a damage increase from 30 to 70. Some of the launcher changes are going to be quite interesting. The Sancta, Secura, Penta. Ammo increases, damage decrease. It really is kind of weird what they're doing here. The Seer's not really having much changed apart from it is basically having crit added to it. The Kraken, Kunai, A lot of these are just bringing stuff more up to date that was kind of left behind. Fire rate decreased for the Aclato, the Sicarus kind of similar, damage decrease, but it's also having recoil decrease, but it's having a little bit more, I see a little bit more to 1% status and 1% crit chance. Not really that huge of a change. Viper's having a mastery rank put on it, so it's going from 0 to 4, and a damage increase of 1. And it says it twice, actually, which is weird. Does that mean the damage is actually going up too? No, it's just, that did mention before that some of this is kind of duplicate information. Yeah, it's just going up 1. The Twin Gremlins does look promising with the increase of projectile speed and damage, but it is going to be a mastery rank 5 from here on. The Despair is where we get into the Stalker based stuff. Mastery rank 4 makes sense because you can't get some of the items to build it until you get further into the star chart. The increase in damage, finally bring those things a little bit more up to date. Same with the Sestra, even down to things like the Twin Viper. There it is, the Lato Vandal. Again, a weapon that has not been available for 5 years come March, because it came out after the Bratton Vandal. Really? It's decrease in damage, increase in mastery. It's not available. The decrease in damage, whatever. It's the adding mastery rank to a weapon that's not available. It's already grandfathered in. If you have it, you have it. If you want it, you can't physically get it. Lex Prime is having this mastery increased, and to be fair, and I know it's in here somewhere because I saw it earlier, there's way too many weapons to go through one at a time. It would take forever. The Latron Prime, mastery rank increase from 6 to 14, and damage increase from 37 to 40. Yes, the Lato Prime will never come back to this game. That really shouldn't be on this list because you cannot get and will never be able to get that weapon. That really didn't need a mastery increase. It should have a mastery level of 0 because you can't physically get it. Shotgun secondaries is the same kind of story. A lot of these is just status and crit, whether it be crit chance or crit damage increases. The only real increase in damage seems to be the Maradetron has one, the Twin Rogger has one. Not really much change to mastery rank either. A couple go up by 1, so secondaries are going to be fine. Snipers are kind of the similar thing. Increases to the Snipertron, mastery rank increases from 0 to 3 for the Volcar. The Vectis is going to come down, which is great. Snipertron Vandal is going to have a mastery rank 5 to it. It is an available weapon. Normal one's still obviously going to remain a 0. Lanka's going to be a mastery rank 10. Vectis Prime is going to be a mastery rank 14 weapon. But it is going to have an extra 25 damage. Kind of makes sense, but at the same time, really high mastery ranking for a weapon that you can't get the relics to farm anymore. Sadly, the same kind of goes for the bows as well. Slight changes to mastery, the Cernos going from a 0 to a 6, the damage going from 200 to 220. I'm actually looking for the Dread. I know it's on here. There it is, it's going from a 0 to a 5. The Paris Prime is going from a 4 to a 6, with general changes to charge speeds, crit chance, and increase in damage. All coming in fairly useful. The Cernos Prime becoming a mastery rank 12 rather than the 8 it was before. As always, there will be a link to this in the description below, and they do go into details about where they expect it to launch soon on PC, followed probably a few weeks, up to about a month later on console. Depends on how many fixes and changes and balances they do hotfix wise after this actually launches. When, it just says soon, and that could be anything from it could arrive in the next couple hours to it could arrive in the next couple months. You never really know how soon actually is. It's around the corner. Anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.